All right, talk to us about another person who's done this really well, Joe Rogan. Why has Joe been so successful in building what now seems to be a dominant mainstream platform to help people learn and get the news out there?
So, it's funny whenever people ask me about Rogan, because it's actually not ideological at all. Joe just monetized and built an audience around several different facets of his personality. And not enough people actually think about it like this. The Joe Rogan experience, and I know this, I've been listening to Joe way before I ever got on the podcast. I was a fan when I was like 23 riding the metro and I was broke as hell. Okay. So like I literally was in the actual demographic. Here's what Joe is. He is several different shows all in one: UFC, hunting, fitness, like alternative politics, now alternative science, bro science, and also wacky conversations that you have when you smoke too much weed, like comedy, obviously being the core base of all of that. When you stack all of those together and you bundle it up into a single thing, you get the Joe Rogan experience. That's what I think that everybody misses whenever it comes to Joe, which is Joe. I mean, if you actually listen to the show, there's not a lot of politics on it. Yesterday, he had on an MMA fighter. The time before the episode before that was a woman who was a lawyer and now does spearfishing for a living. And I found it pretty interesting. But it's a lifestyle culture show. And the reason why he can sneak in dissonant voices and dissonant news and get the information out there is because he has built up trust over a decade. And that's what these CNN people don't have. I mean, how many times have you and I and everybody watched them lie with our own eyes, and they never apologize? They never retract what they're saying. There's not even a mechanism to force it. I've seen Joe screw up pretty bad, and he does a video which he posts out on his Instagram. He's like, hey, everybody, I screwed up. I shouldn't have said this, X, Y, and Z, or apologize for it on a show. And, that's a lesson I've learned too. I do a segment almost every 6 months called Everything I Got Wrong. And I go over, like, I'll be like, here's what I got wrong here. Here's what I got wrong here. I did a rapper on the election where I was like, here are my worst predictions on what would happen in November of 2020. People really appreciate that. But these people, they're too arrogant to ever even assume that you would even notice that they got something wrong.
They've never been wrong. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
They've never been wrong.
Exactly.